Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Keeping all your money in the bank may feel safe, but earning just 5 to 6% interest won't make you wealthy. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been subscribed, thank you so much. It really means a lot. Now in this video, we're going to talk about 4 types of assets that you can invest your money into. And then we'll cover some very important things about each one so you know how to pick the right ones and you don't lose any money. Okay? So the first asset class is precious metals like gold and silver. Now, I actually hold both physical gold and silver in my investment portfolio. But before you start buying anything, there are 3 things you need to know. Number 1, physical gold and silver can be expensive to buy because they're rare and valuable. The minimum amount you can buy can be pretty high, so this might not be an option for beginners or those with low budgets. Now, I know this is not true for everybody who's watching this, but it's true for most people who are just starting out. Number 2, you need to find a safe place to store your precious metals, somewhere like a bank safety deposit box or something similar, and this costs extra money, okay? And number 3, these are what we call passive investments. They don't generate income on their own. The value of these metals will appreciate over time, but there's no regular payouts or cash flow coming from them. So you really have to keep them for a long period of time if you want to make a profit. So let me share with you a story. In 2018, when the crypto market was booming, I saw many young people investing in cryptocurrencies. This is why I started looking into the world of investing more seriously. I thought if these guys could make millions from investing in crypto, imagine what I could do with my entire net worth. So I went all in on crypto. I bought a bunch of cryptocurrencies that I thought were undervalued. I held them in my personal wallet. And guess what? Most of them are down 99%, and I lost almost everything. But, you see, I was still interested in investing and I didn't want to give up. So I started reading books on investing. I learned from people who had been successful in the stock market. And I realized that maybe I had been too greedy and trying to get rich quick, right? This approach led me to losing a lot of money, and it put a lot of stress on my life. That's when I discovered the power of slow and steady growth. Instead of chasing big gains quickly, I focused on making small, consistent profits over time. I learned that if you invest in a diversified portfolio of good quality stocks and ETFs and hold them for at least 5 years, you can earn around 7 to 10% annually and you can beat inflation. Since then, I've turned my $2,000 savings account into $6 million in just 8 years. Let me tell you a story about why I love mutual funds. A few years ago, I met a local hairdresser. Let's call him Joe. Joe was in his mid-30s, and he told me he saved around $100,000 from his hairdressing business. He didn't know what to do with this money, so he asked me for advice. At that time, I was already investing in index funds and ETFs, so I suggested that he do the same. Joe wasn't convinced. He said, "I work hard as a hairdresser. I don't want to work harder investing my money." So he decided to keep his money in his bank account. A year passed and Joe was worried because his money was losing value due to inflation. Meanwhile, I continued investing in the stock market and my investments grew by about 10%. One day, Joe called me and asked for advice again. His business was doing well, so he had another $100,000 to invest. I suggested that he invested all in mutual funds and I helped him open an account. For the next 3 years, Joe kept saving and investing. He increased his contributions over time, sometimes investing more and sometimes less, depending on his business income. Then came the pandemic in 2020. Even though the stock market was volatile at first, Joe didn't panic. He knew that investing is a long-term game and that short-term fluctuations are normal. He continued investing regularly. Today, Joe's investment account has grown to more than $1 million. His money is now invested in various mutual funds, including large cap growth funds, international funds, real estate investment trusts, or REITs, and bond funds. He has also started investing in dividend-paying stocks. Joe's story illustrates the power of mutual funds. They allow him to diversify his investments without having to manage them himself. By investing regularly and staying committed, Joe has built a substantial investment portfolio. He has also developed a good habit of saving and investing, which will help him achieve his financial goals. And now, let's move on to equipment and machinery. So this includes things like bulldozers, excavators, cranes, and other heavy-duty tools and machinery. And here are some cool ways to invest in equipment and machinery. You can invest in construction projects. Okay? If you have the capital, you can buy construction equipment and lease it to contractors working on a new building project. These projects typically have a set timeline, so you know how long your investment will be used. You can invest in agriculture, so you can buy tractors, irrigation systems, and other farming equipment and lease them to farmers. Agriculture is a stable industry, so this can be a good long-term investment. You can invest in mining operations. So if you have the resources, you can buy heavy machinery used in mining operations and lease it to mining companies. Mining is another industry that requires specialized equipment and offers potential for long-term investment. Now, here are some things to consider before investing in equipment and machinery. First, you need to do your research. Find reliable operators to use your equipment and make sure they have a solid track record and experience. Second, you need to factor in maintenance costs. Heavy equipment needs regular servicing and repairs. So include these expenses in your budget and factor them in when calculating your return on investment. Third, you need to think about storage. Large equipment takes up a lot of space, so you need to have a secure and affordable storage solution. And lastly, it's important to understand that investing in equipment and machinery can tie up a lot of your capital. It's not as liquid as investing in stocks or bonds. So only invest what you can afford to keep invested for a long period of time. All right, moving on to our third asset class, which is people. This includes investing in yourself and investing in partnerships and joint ventures. When it comes to investing in yourself, it means spending money on education, training, and skill development to increase your earning potential. Some examples include taking courses, attending workshops, getting certifications, and even pursuing higher education. Investing in partnerships and joint ventures involves putting money into a business with one or more partners to share in the profits. It can also mean collaborating with others on a specific project. Now here's why investing in people can be a smart idea. First, people are the ones who drive innovation and progress. Investing in yourself or in others helps to foster creativity and entrepreneurship. Second, investing in people can lead to exponential growth. When you invest in yourself by acquiring new skills, you increase your productivity and efficiency, which can lead to more success in your career. Similarly, investing in partnerships and joint ventures allows you to leverage the skills and resources of others to achieve more than you could on your own. Third, investing in people can create a ripple effect. When you invest in yourself and become more successful, you can also help others to succeed. For example, by sharing your knowledge and experience, you can mentor and guide others who are just starting out. To make the most out of investing in people, here are some important things to consider. First, focus on developing skills that are in demand. Invest in yourself by learning skills that will help you to stand out in the job market or in your industry. Second, be selective about your partnerships and joint ventures. Choose to work with people who are trustworthy, experienced, and who complement your own skills and expertise. And third, measure the results of your investments. Track your progress and the progress of your partnerships and joint ventures to see what's working and what needs to be improved. Finally, let's talk about financial assets. These are things like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, exchange-traded funds, options, futures, certificates of deposit, annuities, and real estate investment trusts, among others. There are several ways to invest in financial assets. You can buy individual stocks or bonds, but this requires a lot of research and monitoring. Or you can invest in mutual funds or ETFs, which are professionally managed investment vehicles that allow you to diversify your portfolio with a single investment. You can also choose to invest in REITs, which are companies that own and operate income-producing real estate properties. Here are some advantages of investing in financial assets. First, you can build wealth over time. By investing in financial assets, you can grow your wealth and build long-term wealth for yourself and your family. Second, you can generate income. Many financial assets, such as dividend-paying stocks, bonds, and REITs, provide regular income, which can supplement your retirement income or fund other financial goals. Third, you can hedge against inflation. Certain financial assets, such as stocks and real estate, tend to appreciate in value along with inflation, which can help to preserve your purchasing power over time. Before you start investing in financial assets, here are some important things to remember. First, assess your risk tolerance. Determine the level of risk that you're comfortable with before investing in any financial assets. Second, diversify your portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversification helps to reduce risk and increase the potential for long-term growth. And third, invest for the long term. Avoid making impulsive investment decisions based on short-term market fluctuations. A long-term perspective can help you ride out any short-term market downturns and potentially increase your returns. All right, so those are the 4 powerful asset classes where you can invest your money. Remember, investing is a personal decision, and what works for one person may not work for another. Consider your financial situation, goals, and risk tolerance before investing in anything. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more great content. And if you'd like to learn more about investing, you can check out some of my other videos on this topic. I'll see you in the next one.